Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another glow flow. You will need a block for today's flow. If you do not have a block, that's completely fine. You can absolutely do the sequence without one. The block just offers a little bit more support. As usual, like you guys know the name of the game, the whole purpose of your asana practice is really for you to get to experience yourself. That's the bigger purpose. It's not really about achieving a certain pose. It's about what you learn on the way to that pose. So the study of asana is not so that we master the pose, but we use the pose to understand and transform ourselves. We'll be going through a whole body strengthening, working on strength, flexibility, and mobility. So just be gentle with yourselves and do what you can. Extend yourselves where you can, pull back where you need to. It's super important that you listen to your body and that you lead with your wisdom and not your ego. We're going to begin today's flow just at the back of the mat in a hero's pose. Grab onto your block if you have one, and you might need it. So this is just in case you need it. You want to start by placing the sit bones on top of your heels and resting your hands wherever feels comfortable. Just starting with a meditation and a little bit of breathing. Just a moment here for us to connect with ourselves and to notice how we have arrived here on the four corners of our mat. And taking this time to soften, feeling as the shoulders drop away from the ears, as the jaw softens and the tongue releases from the roof of the mouth, allowing the part in the middle of your eyebrows to relax and the eyelids to soften. All together, taking a deep inhale through the nose, letting it go out the mouth. And as you exhale, you want to feel that your breath simply falls out of the mouth. No forcing the breath, just allowing it to fall out. And that exhale breath, let it relax you. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Dropping the shoulders even more. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. For one more, just like that. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. You can keep the eyes closed if you want, or finding a soft gaze, maybe gazing to the tip of your nose. We're just going to find a few rounds of our seated cow and cat. On your breath in, we're going to lift the chest up, arching the spine. Feel this lengthening in the front part of the body, looking up. Exhale, gently press into your sides. You round the spine, pull the chin to the chest, closing in on the throat, finding that Jalandhara Bandha in the throat. Inhale for your cow, arching the spine at the gaze. Open up the throat. Exhale for your cat, rounding through the spine, arching, not arching, but contracting through the belly. Inhale for your cow, arching the spine, lengthening the front part of the body. And exhale for your cat. We're just going to find a neutral spine here and just start to draw a circle with the body. Just to one side. So pulling the chest forward, circling all the way back as you reach back gently around to the spine. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to change the rotation of our circle. Moving with your breath, noticing how this feels in your body. Feeling all the tiny little muscles here that maybe you might not usually feel on a day-to-day basis. And then when you're ready, meeting yourself in stillness. If you haven't already, we'll blink open the eyes. And we're coming into an ankle stretch. Pop your palms behind you and start to lean into the arms. This can be enough for you if you're already feeling that intense stretch in the ankles, or start to lift the knees off from the earth. Just try and keep your legs together here rather than keeping them wide. Option if you would like to come down onto the forearms. If you want to challenge your balance, just placing your hands on your thighs and think about really pulling that belly in and lifting your chest. So this should feel quite intense in the ankles and maybe in the leg, but not any pain in the knees. Just be mindful if there's any pain in the knees, just dropping the knees and releasing the hero's pose. Let's just take a breath in. Breath out. And gently, let's just come back up onto your palms if you're down on the forearms. And if you had the knees lifted, slowly bringing the knees down onto the mat. And let's just come into a tabletop, plant the palms in front of you and pick up your feet and just find some movement here, releasing the ankles. Circling them to one side and then to the opposite side, and maybe you might like to just find some intuitive movements in the feet. Feel the small muscles in your feet. Inhale, exhale. And then when you're ready, plugging the toes down into the earth, making sure that the toes are tucked. You're going to activate the wrists and ankles. Turn your fingers to face your thighs as much as you can. If they can't, don't worry about it. They can just face to the sides. And now start to find circles with the body to one side. Try and really get into the wrist here. Maybe as you lean back, lift the heels. And as you lean forward, press into the heels of the palms. Slowly changing the rotation of your circles. And then making your way back into a tabletop. Now, turn your fingers to face the top of your mat. Keeping the toes tucked, we're going to walk the hands back to the knees just to come into a toe stand. Now we're not going to be here for long. Again, if you have a block and this is a bit too intense, you can pop a block underneath your sit bones, but try as much as you can to just be with the sensation and see what it brings out of you. Now, imagine that there was a string tied to the crown of the head, and that string is being pulled up and lifted. And start to feel light in the toes here. So you're almost just hovering the sit bones from the heels. Sitting up nice and tall and closing down the eyes here. Resting the hands wherever feels comfortable. Just a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Connecting the palms at the heart center space in Anjali Mudra. Now we're going to brace ourselves here, engage the core, and as you inhale, try and lift both of the knees off from the mat and coming into that full toe stand here. Now we're going to begin to and bring the quads into the equation here as we lift the sit bones up from the heels and gently lift up to standing, but keeping that gentle not micro bend, but quite a bigger than a micro bend in the knees. And then start to reach your arms back. So it's a chair with the heels lifted. Tucking that pelvis, lift the chest. And Finding your breath, squeeze the shoulder blades, activate the triceps. Inhale. And exhale, drop the heels, Tadasana, mountain pose. Set yourself up. Feet hip width apart for now. Press into the soles of the feet and just work your way up the body. So think about engaging the legs. Tuck the tailbone, pull the belly in, lift the crown of the head. Again, back to that sensation of that string being tied to the crown of the head. Drop the shoulders. And if you would like to, I invite you all to close down the eyes and start to feel your energy begin to expand beyond the body. Start to feel your energy field. Start to feel it taking up all the space in the room that you're in. And feel your bigness. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Now bring the big toes to touch. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Now again, shift the weight into the heels here. Really squeeze those inner thighs together. Tuck the pelvis so you're not arching the lower spine. Lengthen through the spine. Think about lifting your chest up. Engage your core. Contain your lower ribs. Soften the shoulders, the face. Inhale. And exhale. Keep your arms lifting. We're just going to straighten the legs and palms are touching, and try and cross the thumbs over one another like that, if you can see me, just to help keep the palms together. And then inhale, hug your right knee to the chest. One-legged Tadasana, flexing your toes and try and pull that knee as much into the chest as you possibly can. Sucking that belly in. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to extend the right leg long. Use your core here to continue lifting that leg. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the biggest step towards the top of the mat. Warrior 3. Let that left leg swing high, keeping your hips squared. So you don't want that left hip to lift higher than your right. Keep sucking the belly in. You can always bring the hands to the heart center space. You can always rest your hands on a block or on the earth. Take a breath in and breath out. Release into your standing split. Fingertips come down on the mat or on a block as you let the neck and the crown of the head hang heavy. Again, you don't want to lift that left hip higher than your right. Hips are square. If you want to get that left leg higher, just squeeze your glute a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Try to draw the forehead towards the shin. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly place your left foot in the center of the mat. We're coming into a pyramid pose. So you want to square off the hips here. Think about pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. So what I like to do is place my right thumb on the hip and press my hip back. And then as I do that, that left hip comes forward. And then bring my fingers back down on the earth or on a block. You can place the block just above your right foot. And then inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold. Bring the forehead towards your shin. And pull the chin into the chest, just so that the back of the neck is long and the crown of the head is hanging heavy. Maybe send your breath into your hamstring. Deep breath in. And a breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Now, on your next breath in, we're going to come into a halfway lift. So the crown of the head is peeling forward. And we're going to find a bend in that right knee. Shift the weight forward into that right leg and lift that left leg high. Like a standing L. Keep pulling the belly in. Inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee, pull it in towards the nose and pull it up into the chest as you come up into standing one-legged Tadasana. Beautiful. Now the left knee is hugging into the chest, as close to the chest as you can, and flex your left toes. And rooting to rise, grounding into the sole of your right foot. Take a breath in, breath out. We're going to open up that left hip. We're coming into a tree pose. Guide the sole of your left foot inside the right inner thigh. On your shin below the knee, or toes can remain on the earth, just not pressing into the knee. Now think about here pressing the knee into the thigh and let the thigh return the favor. So you're keeping this energy centered. And then if you want, you can find your branches. You can keep the hands at the heart center space. Lean into your intuition. I always find that tree is such a grounding pose. Maybe you might like to welcome this sense of grounding. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come to the heart center space. We're going to hug that left knee back into the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, kick your left leg back. Warrior 3. Just here for another breath in. Exhale, drop your back foot. Warrior 1. Back foot 45 degrees, so your back toes are facing towards the top left corner of your mat. And then reach the arms high. Squaring off the hips, pull that right hip back, left hip forward. Pressing down on the outer edge of that back foot. Think about depth, think about softness, think about length. And just breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing your palms to frame the front foot. Step back into a high plank. Hold. Becoming as light as you possibly can be in the high plank. So you really want to press the earth away here. Hug the pelvis. Engage the legs. Think about lifting your kneecaps up. And softening the face. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the knees. Untuck your toes. Wrap the triceps in towards the body. And then exhale, lower chest and chin. Inhale, come down onto the belly. Baby cobra, lift the chest. Try and lift the gaze or look forward if that feels uncomfortable for the neck. Pull the shoulders back and down. Squeeze the back muscles. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, lower the chest and chin. Tuck your toes, and if you can, we'll press back up into a high plank. Nice work. Now from the high plank, just make sure that your feet are about hip width apart, or even less than hip width apart. We're coming back into that toe stand. Bend the knees, hovering tabletop. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back to the body. Coming back into your toe stand. Hands to the heart center space. Again, try and get really tall in the spine. Inhale. And exhale. And then once again, we lift the sit bones high, but keep a bend in your knees. And then reach the arms back. Pull the shoulder blades towards one another. Pull the belly in. Breathe, lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale, drop the heels. Tadasana, mountain pose. Closing down the eyes for a moment. Then coming back to your bigness. Feeling your own energy begin to expand beyond the body. Feel it fill up the room. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Once again, bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Pausing here, weight is in the heels, tuck the pelvis, pull the belly in, containing the lower ribs, lift your chest. Take a breath in. And breath out, straighten the legs, keep your arms reaching high. Keep the biceps beside the ears, cross one thumb on top of the other, maybe opposite to what you did on the other side if you can remember. Then inhale, hug your left knee to the chest, and exhale to stay. Try and get that knee as high as you can, flex your toes, inhale. Exhale, extend the leg out. Pressing your heel forward, flex your toes, use your core to lift that leg even higher. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the biggest step forward, let that right leg swing up. Warrior 3. Hips are squared. Try and find a long line with the body and modify as you need. Hands can come to the heart center. You can rest your hands on a block. And just breathe. Try and soften the face. Are you using your core to lift that back leg? Inhale. Exhale. Standing splits. Hands come down to the earth. Let the neck, let the crown of the head hang heavy. Now if you want to lift that back leg higher, lift it by squeezing the glute rather than by opening up the hip. Get another breath in. And exhale. Slowly drop your right foot in the center of your mat. Now that back foot is about 45 degrees. And we're going to square off the hips here. Maybe bring your left thumb to your left hip and then press that left hip back. That will help you square off your hips. And then bringing your hands on the earth or on a block. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, we're going to fold into a pyramid. Let the neck, let the crown of the head hang heavy. Finding your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Now on your next breath in, halfway lift. Bend into your left knee. Shift the weight into that left leg, coming into a standing L. Crown of the head is pulling forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee, pull it in towards the nose. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Hello, left glute. And then exhale, arms reach towards the ceiling. Tucking that pelvis, try and hug that right knee as much into the chest as you can and work on finding softness. Notice where you tend to tense up in the body, especially when you're feeling challenged. Take a breath in and breath out. Tree pose, guiding the sole of your left foot inside the left inner thigh. So for me, I tend to tense up in the jaw when I'm feeling challenged pretty quickly. Pressing the foot into the thigh into the foot. Maybe hands at the heart center space. Maybe if you like, you can find your branches. I'm going to keep them here at the heart center. Just listen to your body, listen to yourself. Not even about holding this balancing pose. It's about you being here and experiencing this journey. Inhale, exhale. Get the arms reaching up, just bringing them back to the heart center space and release that right knee back into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, press that right leg back. Warrior 3, inhale. Exhale, Warrior 1. So take your time to set yourself up. Back foot 45 degrees. Maybe your back toes are pointing towards the right top corner of the mat. Top right corner of the mat, squaring off the hips, and then begin to extend your arms towards the ceiling. And then breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Then the exhale, frame your front foot, step back into a high plank. Pause, welcome lightness into the body. Take a breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, dandasana. High to low plank, and feel free to drop the knees at any time. Feel free to skip your vinyasa. And then meet me in downward facing dog. The first down dog of the sequence. Maybe you might like to pedal out the feet. So we have warmed up through the hamstrings. You should be feeling nice at this point, and if not, well, that's also okay. And when you're ready, finding stillness, spread the fingers wide, rub the earth with the fingertips, wrap your triceps in towards the body, and with every exhale, let the chest come closer to the thighs, and allow the heels to hang heavy. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now lifting your heels, bending the knees, look forward, step, jump in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold, chest to the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plunge your palms, step back, chaturanga, dandasana. Downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, jump back. Take your flow. Downward facing dog. Let's flow that one more time. Inhale, lift the heels, and the knees look forward. Step, jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step, jump back. Chaturanga and asana. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Can you let the neck and the crown of the head hang heavy? Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Keep your hips square. Exhale, knee to the nose, tiger curl, bringing shoulders over the wrists so the weight is in the fingertips and out of your wrists. Then step through to your right thumb, drop your right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into your lunge. Opening up the hips, lifting your chest up, softening the shoulders, softening the face. Take another breath in and breath out. Inhale. And exhale, bring that left palm down, right arm reaches up. Keep your back knee on the earth for now. And stack the shoulder blades on top of one another. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to tuck our back toes. Lift that back knee. Inhale. And exhale. Keep that back leg strong. Keep the core strong. Inhale and exhale. Bring your gaze back down to the mat. Walk your left hand forward and pick up that back leg, revolved half moon. And you want to try your best to stack the shoulder blades on top of one another. Try your best to keep that back leg straight by pressing your heel to the back wall. Engaging the core. Take a breath in and a breath out. You can stay here. You can bend your left knee. You can pull it in towards your right knee. You can stay here. You can find a baby grasshopper. Now I'm just going to turn around so I can show you guys how to get into this. Finding that baby grasshopper, you want to step your left palm out on an angle towards the left side and make sure that your palm is flat on the earth. Now that right hand is going to grab onto the outer edge of your left foot, and then we're going to extend that left leg out to the right and maybe a little bit forward. Now we're going to bend into our right knee and our left elbow, and maybe your right toes might turn out on an angle that's normal. Keep your chest parallel to the earth. Baby grasshopper, if you fall out of this, that is completely normal. I've fallen out of this so many times before getting it. Take another breath in, breath out. Now, can we leave that left leg? Place both of your hands down on the earth. We're going to bend the left knee and come into a standing L. If you didn't quite get there, well, just making your way there however you do. Take another breath in. As you exhale, your left foot is going to land at the back of the mat. High crescent lunge. Whew. Squaring off your hips, pulling that right hip back and left hip forward. Tuck your pelvis and also think about pulling your inner thighs towards one another. And then lifting the back of the heart up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Warrior 2. Dropping your back heel. Right toes facing forward. Left toes facing to the left. Finding your heel to inner arch alignment. Keeping your chest in line with your pelvis. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, flip your front palm in reverse warrior. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come into your extended side angle. So placing your right palm on the inside of that right foot and reaching the left arm up and over. If your palm doesn't quite press flat on the mat, then you can pop a block. But just make sure that that block is touching the inside of your foot. Now can we try and really lift that right part of our chest towards the ceiling. Finding a straight line from your back foot all the way to your fingertips. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Now you can stay here or come with me to a flying air baby. Reach that left arm to the ceiling. Look down to your mat. You want to make sure that this right knee is pressing against the arm and it stays in contact the whole time. What we're going to do is lift the right foot off from the earth and point your right toes back, and you're using your obliques here to lift yourself up, crunching that right side of the body. Take another breath in. As you exhale, bring your left palm down. We're coming to side plank on the left. Beautiful. Maybe you're stacking that right leg on top of the left. Maybe you're lifting it high. Nice. Take another breath in. On your exhale, right palm to the earth, three-legged dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, knee to your right elbow. Down to your right wrist. Across to your left wrist. To your left elbow. Back to your right elbow. Three-legged plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Dasana. Woo. Downward facing dog. Gosh. Deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And let the breath go. Just noticing how the body is feeling. This heat that you're building in the body that allows for this purification of the body. So the idea is that you are burning away all the impurities in the body, the impurities in the mind, so all the stuff that just no longer serves you. Deep breath in, breath out. Left side, here we go. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose, tiger curl, bringing your shoulders over the wrists so the weight is in your fingertips and out of the wrists. And then step through to your left thumb. Drop your right knee on the earth. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, maybe sinking into the hips, observing what is different on this side of the body. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Bringing that right palm down, left arm reaches up. Taking the shoulder blades on top of one another. Breath in, and breath out. Now we'll go ahead and tuck our right toes and lift that back knee. Try and keep that back leg strong as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. Now bringing your gaze down to your mat. We're going to walk your right hand forward and at the same time lift that left leg high. Revolved half moon. Again, try and press that right heel to the back wall as much as you can and flex your toes. Keep that back leg straight. Pull the belly in. Try and stack the elbows on top of one another. Breath in. And breath out. You can stay here. You can bend that right knee. Pull the knee towards your calf. Or you can catch your the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand, and then coming back into that baby grasshopper, you're going to step your right palm further out to the right. Make sure the palm is flat on the earth, and then we're going to extend that right leg long to the left side and a bit forward, and then start to bend into your left knee and your right elbow, and it's normal for your left toes to start to turn out on an angle. Keep your chest parallel to the earth. Hold, breathe, inhale, and exhale. Let go of your right foot. Bring that left palm underneath your shoulder. Bend your right knee and stand up into that standing L. Make your way there however you choose to get there, or however you can manage. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, your right toes are going to land at the back of the mat. High crescent lunge. Hello, left glute. Tucking that pelvis, inner thighs pull in towards one another. Lift the back of the heart up so the top of the heart merges with your spine. And then just work on softening. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Setting yourself up here, heel to inner arch alignment. Extend the arms out. So you want here to keep your torso in line with your hips. Rather than leaning too far forward or too far back, notice where your body is in space. The great thing about this practice is you're practicing being aware of yourself. And then as you continue to practice yoga, that self-awareness, that awareness begins to expand beyond your mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, flip the front palm and reverse your warrior. Keep your left knee bent. And then as you exhale, extend it side angle with your left palm on the inside of that left leg. Just needed to straighten my left leg for a bit. And then that right arm comes up and over. Now, try as much as you can to bring that left part of your chest to lift up towards the ceiling. And just feel that straight line from the outer edge of your back foot all the way to your fingertips. Breath in and breath out. Now once again, you can stay here or come with me into a flying air baby, extending your right arm towards the ceiling, and just make sure that your left knee is in contact with your arm the whole time. And start to lift your left foot off the earth and point your toes back and really squeeze that left side of your body. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, bring your right palm down. Come into your side plank. Come nearly off my mat, but that's okay. We're not going to be confined by the mat because we're bigger than that. Option to lift that top leg. Take another breath in. Exhale, left palm comes down. Three-legged dog. Left leg is high. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Down to your wrist. Across to the right wrist, the right elbow, back to your left elbow, three-legged plank, chaturanga, dandasana, up-dog cobra, and downward facing dog. A deep breath in, breath out. Maybe you might need to pedal out the legs. My left leg is really feeling it more than the right today. So, just kind of noticing those things about your body. Which side is stronger, which side is more flexible, or, deep breath in, breath out. Whenever you're ready, rolling forward into a high plank. We're going to lower all the way down onto the belly, bringing your chin on the mat, arms beside the body. We're coming straight into our Shalabhasana, locust. Draw the belly button away from the earth. And as you inhale, lift the thighs, lift the chest, lift the arms, squeeze the back body. Now you want to draw the belly button in rather than pressing the belly into the earth. Use your back muscles to lift. Soften the face, breathe. Inhale and exhale, squeeze. Inhale and exhale. Now you can stay here, you can bend the knees, catch your ankles or catch your toes, and then inhale, press the feet into the thighs. Try and pull the knees towards one another without letting them touch. Deep breath in and exhale slowly. Lower, press back into a restorative child's pose with the thighs together. And you're just simply going to rest the belly on top of the thighs, arms beside the body, forehead to the mat. Let the elbows just drop to the earth. Deep breath in, breath out. And then whenever you're ready, you're just going to lift up, coming back into that hero's pose. Gosh, I have a sneeze, but it's not coming out. I guess that's also part of my yoga. Now we're going to come into a bit of an arm balance play If you have the full variation of this arm balance, go for it. I don't quite have it unless I'm using 2 blocks. If you have 2 blocks and you want to use the blocks, just pop them beside your knees and you can go from there. But planting the palms beside the knees, and we're going to press the earth away as we separate the shoulder blades here and contract the core. And then on your inhale, we're going to just lift the knees into the chest as much as you can. And then start to lean forward. Shift the weight into your fingertips and out of the wrists. And we're going to lift our right foot up. Draw your heel towards your butt. Hold it there. For 3, 2, and 1. Place your right toes down. And then pull the left heel into the butt. Hold it there. For 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Woo-wee. Drop the knees. And then we're just going to come down onto our sit bones. Extend the legs long. Remove your flexibility. So if you need to wiggle the toes, the ankles, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, this is your practice. Lean into your intuition. I'm simply just a guide. Now pressing your heels forward, flexing the toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, folding over the legs. Just allowing your spine to round. Letting the neck, letting the crown of the head hang heavy. And maybe you can focus on your exhale breaths here, also known as a sigh of relief. Every time you exhale, you're letting go, you're creating space in the body. Just letting the breath fall out of the mouth. Deep breath in. Breath out. I'm slowly going to release the fold. Reach your arms long in front of you, and maybe if you need to, you might need to walk the hips forward so there's enough space behind you. But then again, you don't have to feel confined by your mat, and start to slowly roll the way down into your back. Arms find a capital T. We're just going to bend the knees and place the feet hip width apart. Just a gentle windscreen wiper with the knees, dropping them to the left and gazing to the right side of the mat. If you're looking for a deeper stretch here, you can always place your left knee on top of your left ankle on top of that right knee. Take a breath in, breath out. Slowly release the ankle from the knee. Bring the knees back to center and then drop them to the right. Maybe change the direction of your face, placing your right ankle on top of that left knee. Inhale, exhale. Slowly coming back to center, and then finding a happy baby or any other movements that the body is craving. I like to rock from side to side and straighten the legs out. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to make our way into a Shavasana, expanding out. And take up as much space on and off your mat as you would like. And completely dropping into the stillness. In this moment, we're not trying to not think. We're not trying to focus on any one thing. Just observing. Observing your experience without identifying with the mind. It's that recognition that you are not actually the mind. You're not your thoughts. You're the self that's observing. You're also the self that's experiencing. By your true self, the Atman, it's just that unchanging, that eternal self, that's just observing. You're more than welcome to stay here for a little bit longer if you have the time. You can start to welcome some awareness back into the fingers, into the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Maybe turning your head from side to side. And slowly finding a big morning stretch. Point your toes, arms reaching overhead. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Whenever you're ready, just coming up into a comfortable seat. Palms connecting at the heart center space, bowing chin to chest as a gesture of gratitude, and taking, there's that sneeze, sorry. Just taking a moment to acknowledge yourself, bowing chin to chest. Hope that you are all feeling much lighter in the mind, stronger in the body, and freer in the spirit. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.